How's it going, ladies and gents? It's your boy Dak908, aka the Dig Dug himself, yours truly, and back again with some more Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate gameplay. And today we're going to be fighting the Cephadrome. Now, the Cephadrome should be like the third drone monster you actually fight in this game. By now, you kind of get what they're about. You know, they're pack monsters. It's the big one, and you got a whole bunch of little ones around it, and everyone just kind of gets on your nerves. So, for the most part, let me talk about how to actually make this fight a little bit less annoying, because off the cuff, I'm going to tell you what it takes to actually make it to where it's not so much. Because firstly, this monster likes to spend a lot of time under the sand. This is a monster, one of the first actually. I think it's the first monster you fight where in which it has the ability to not be 100% available for you to hit it all the time, i.e. it likes to sit up underneath the sand. And how they actually get it out of the sand is to actually use sonic bombs. Now in the in the box, they give you a couple for free. That's totally fine. It will work for you. 2 is pretty much all you really need. He doesn't have a tremendous amount of health. He's just a bit annoying to actually get your hands on because he likes to just, move around. He has the ability to do so. So whenever you see him not enraged, whether he's not like, he doesn't have any smoke or sand or what do you want to call it coming out of his mouth, if you throw a sonic bomb when he's underneath the sand, he will come out of the sand and you can hit him for free. And if you actually have the alchemy the alchemy style, you can use your alchemy sonic bomb to do the same thing. But with that being said, that's one way to get him to stay up above the ground for you to fight him easier. One thing I will say, for those of you who probably played or even heard of some of the older Monster Hunter memes about the Plesioth and about its hip check, well, it stems from this particular type of monster. He is what's known as a Piscine or Piscine Wyvern or something like that. I'm not very good at pronouncing things. Regardless, they have funky hitboxes when it comes to certain attacks, like their tails. The tail whips, they will do it twice, but even though it looks like you're not gonna get hit, you're gonna get hit because the hitbox goes all the way to the ground as opposed to where the tail actually is. The hip checks tend to be a little crap, so you think you're free and you're not gonna get hit, you're probably still gonna get hit. So those are a couple things you should probably look forward to when you come to fight this guy. But honestly, it's not too much to really say when fighting him. I will say that he has the ability to paralyze you, either him or his little minions. What they will do is they'll be under the sand, and then they'll just kind of come up in they look like they're flying, dead serious, because they don't gain height, they don't lose height, they go in a straight path, and they will actually hit you. So when they do that, it's kind of like that's how they paralyze you. I'm not sure how it works. I really don't. They just glide over you and then you're paralyzed, so you kind of have to hold that. So that's a thing that will happen to you if you're not too careful, so just kind of watch out for that if need be. Other than that, he's not impossible to really fight. Its weak spot, believe it or not, is not his actual head. It's not. It's actually its body and its neck. More so its neck, though. You do more damage if you hit it on its neck as opposed to the head. So just look for that if you're actually going to be doing that. Lastly, I'm using the Charge Blade, the Brave Charge Blade, and truth be told, I am not even close to being a Charge Blade user. I'm not even adept with it. This is kind of like my first time really using Brave Charge Blade, dead serious, so I'm just kind of in here pressing buttons. Truth be told, I had to go look at my old Charge Blade tutorial video. Yes, I had to watch my own stuff because I understand what people say when I say what I say, because you understand yourself more than anyone else because it's you. So I had to understand what I would say about the weapon for me to actually understand what it took to actually use the thing. I know that's weird, but hey, it is what it is. But regardless, it's like I said, its neck is his weak spot, the body coming in next. When it comes to elemental resistances, it actually has quite a few, practically everything except like dragon. The thing is though, by now you don't really have any elemental weapons, or you really shouldn't, or I mean you could, but if you really need to know, ice and then water and then like thunder, I think is the way it goes. Mostly ice. If you have water, go water, but I mean that's that. He has a little bit of health. He isn't like the most healthiest monster out there, but he has a little bit. I mean, I want to say either has a little bit or I'm just really bad at the game, especially with the Charge Blade in hand, so I could equate for that. This will probably be your first really tough fight, which is good because the next monster you will fight after him will be a much tougher monster to fight. And in my earnest opinion, the first monster I totally recommend you actually get armor from. Right now the armor I'm wearing is the Hunter's armor. It's very easy to make. Heck, you can actually just buy it for I think like $740 a piece. It has fairly decent defense. The skills on it aren't very good, but if anything, you can just wear it to get the job done, because early on like this you don't really need too many monster armors, but if you really decide to make monster armors, you totally can. Speaking of monster armors though, Sempione armor isn't really that bad, but then again it's not necessarily that good either. It's one of those armors that's kind of like middle of the road, And truth be told, it would really be better if you just decide to get it if you just want it for defense sake, because for the most part that's really what I'm using the hunter mill for. It's really cheap and I got it for defense sake. But regardless, here we go. For each piece of the armor, by the way, you get 14 points of defense, so that's actually very good. I mean, with the hunter you only get 6, but you can upgrade it with the armor spheres, and I mean it still works out and you can use it for a good while. But regardless, here we go. So the skills on it is actually heat resistance and water attack. Now the thing is, it has heat resistance all the way, but water attack is missing literally 1 point into it, so you're gonna have to actually get a decoration and put it in there so that way you can get your water attack up small. It actually has a negative skill. This skill is actually cold resistance, so if you actually wear this armor and go to a cold area like the Arctic Ridge, the effects in which being in a cold area would afflict you would happen a lot quicker. That being, your stamina will actually drain quicker, just for no reason, or because you have this negative skill. When you're in cold areas, you're not using a cold drink, your stamina drains faster, as opposed to when you're in a hot area, your health drains fast. So that's kind of the swap to that. So get rid of that negative skill and you should be in good hands. You actually have 6 slots to do so, so that's plenty to gem in your water attack and get rid of your negative affinity, or your negative affinity towards the cold resistance, of course, and maybe even put in another skill if you have a decent talisman or whatever. But armor's not too bad. It looks fairly nice, so I could say you can kind of get away with it if you really want it. But for the most part, everyone, that's pretty much all I can really say about the Cephadrome. I mean, he's not difficult. It's kind of slow. He hits pretty hard. I mean, I'm getting beat up here because I don't really know what I'm doing with this weapon, but I'm kind of making it work. But for the most part, that's really all you need to know. Understand that if you have sonic bombs and he's underground, or underneath the sand, and he's not enraged, you can actually bring him back up. Just hit him in the neck and the body area for the most damage you can actually get out of him. His armor is fairly decent, isn't the best, but if anything, you could probably rock it to get some nice defense out of there. Or even if you decide to actually do a lot of desert stuff where you have, you know, the heat around you, the armor with having heat resistance will fare you well, and you won't have to spend any money on cool drink or anything like that. So that's a thing. But regardless, again, that's pretty much all I have for you. Oh, his weapons. Give it a miss. Give it a miss. I totally forgot to talk about weapons. Oh wow, I feel really bad. But yeah, his weapons, give him a miss. His big brother Plesioth, give those a grab. But anyway, it's been your boy Dak908, aka the Dig Dug himself. Thank you all so much for watching the video. I know there's more video left to go, but I mean, it's 12 minutes of me being crap at the charge blade. I promise next time I use the charge blade, I'll be much better. Okay, I'm probably lying on that, but I'll be better than this time. If anything, I will try my absolute best to be better, because this shouldn't have been a 12-minute fight. It's like an 8-minute fight. But regardless, it's been your boy. You all take care. I will see you on the next one.